All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It is 8 o'clock, April 12th, 2021. Another kind of gloomy day, a cloudy day. This is the lake in Roslyn. And we did have some periods where it wasn't raining at all, but the rain has returned, at least for some. We're going to be looking at the radar in a moment. And I actually saw these dark clouds this evening around Hicksville. This is around 6:15. And it wasn't raining in Hicksville. It really wasn't raining all that much. The ground wasn't even that wet. But I saw these dark clouds. Another look at it at the train station. And you could see these dark clouds off to the south and the west. And so when I got to Mineola, it was a good, steady rain. So some areas are getting rain. Some areas aren't. Let's look at the radar right now. And you can see it looks like the rain has overspread the area. But let's take a loop at this radar, and you can see that it was dry over here, and then the rain is kind of overspreading. You can see here's the stall front, and that rain it's just been sitting. This stall front, actually, it hasn't even been raining in New Jersey. The rain has been pretty much focused over New York City and the southern part of Nassau, and there was some over the east end as well earlier on. We can also look at the National Weather Service radar as well, which sucks, obviously. But I don't know. There's no way to speed up the movement of this radar. I don't know how to do it. But it just moves along so slow. But you could see there was actually a heavy shower. That's probably what those dark clouds were that went over. It looks like the southwestern, if you literally put a line right through Nassau County, the southwestern half of it, this went through. So we're going to look at some of these rainfall totals right now and see what we got out there. And looking at the satellite here, you'll see here's the satellite. And you can see there's that stall front right over us there. And actually, you could see some impressive looking activity over here. Over here on this. Looks like some heavier showers right here. I don't know if there's a thunderstorm. Let me back this off a little bit. I haven't seen any thunderstorms here. A few. Nothing really that impressive, though. But yeah, it's a heavy shower that's right now moved all over the city, now moving over northwestern New Jersey. This is all moving from southeast to northwest along this stalled frontal boundary. Let's look at the weather and hazards map now. So we can look at the temperatures. Obviously, it's a cold day out there. We've been in the 40s, and we only made it to like the low 50s. Currently, we're in the 40s now. Temperatures around 46 pretty much everywhere. 45 in Toms River, 48 at LaGuardia, 46 at Farmingdale, 48 at Islip. So you get the idea. It's cold, it's damp. But let's take a look and see how much rainfall has fallen so far here. We'll go ahead and look at precipitation for the day. So move this up to midnight. And we'll see how much rainfall we have gotten across the area. Not a whole lot, actually. So, really, just for today, only 0.22 Elmont, 0.13 Carl Place. Maybe we'll get a little more in this current shower that we're going through right. Judging by how much pounding of water was in Mineola, I thought for sure we got more rain than that. We're going to have to look at another site and see. 0.52 was a little more like what I was expecting. This is an Oceanside. Otherwise, we're just dealing with around a quarter of an inch to a third of an inch of rain. That's not really all that much today. So, yeah, I mean, it helps, but it's not going to get us out of the drought now because now we're significantly below normal with precipitation. Let's look at the New York City area. And even less, 0.15 in Central Park. Let's see, maybe they got a little more down in Toms River. No, pretty dry there. It's only around a quarter of an inch, generally speaking. So, yeah, it's been dry, man. It's been dry. Even despite all this rain, it hasn't been really that heavy. It's just been kind of steady and lingering around and making us miserable. Let's try to get this. The site isn't even working. Let me try to load it again. I don't know why it's not even moving. Let's try this again. There we go. So we're going to look at the one-to-ground site. We're going to look at the precipitation amounts on this and see maybe we get some more numbers here. Not really. Only around a quarter of an inch in Mineola. That's it. Judging by all that ponding of water I saw, you'll see in the video I took, boy, the drainage in Mineola is absolutely awful. It's just another example of the neglect we deal with. I thought for sure we had gotten more rain than that by judging on how much water was on the roads, but nope. It seems like the more of the rain fell over the southern part of Nassau, East Rockaway, Long Beach. They got closer to 1/2 an inch, but Yeah, I mean, generally you get around a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of rain. Not all that much for Long Island. Not all that much at all, unfortunately. But we do have more rain on the way. Don't worry, there is more rain on the way. So let's talk about that rain that's going to be coming. But first, before I do that, we're going to talk about this. News hasn't really been talking about this. There was a huge volcano that erupted. I know everybody's talking about Iceland, but there was a big volcano called La Soufriere that erupted at St. Vincent. And this brownish stuff you see here is actually ash from the volcano that has spread quite a ways away. I mean, Barbados, which is 100 miles east of St. Vincent, got ashfall from this. And you can see just how far the ash is going out into the ocean. We're talking like 500, 600 miles. It was more impressive on some of these other days. This was yesterday, April 11th, and you can see here, look at that ash plume right there coming out of this volcano. And this is, like I said, this is an explosive volcano eruption that has occurred. A lot of ash. This is even more. Here it is on April 10th. And you can see the eruption right here as it's taking place. So it's not really, it was a minor eruption, and then all of a sudden it blew its top. And now it's been erupting really pretty substantially ever since. So you can see all that ash right there coming out there. That's pretty significant. That's quite a bit of ash. And I'm wondering if that is going to have an effect on the weather, perhaps. If this thing is big enough as Pinatubo, maybe it could have an effect on and cool the planet down a little bit, which would be a good thing. And again, you can see we can put the mile. This would be about 200 miles. This would be about 400 miles. This would be about 600. Almost, this plume is gonna go way. It could wind up reaching Africa. They may have a little ash in the air there, though I don't think there's gonna be any ash fall. But hey, you never know. It might make it that far out. But this is today's, and actually, no, this is today's. And you can see here, you could sort of see maybe some of the ashes making it out as far as this area. I'm not sure, but again, I'll tell you, if the weather conditions are different and the flow is coming more like this way, and then up, you had the easterly trade winds coming down here, and carrying this ash westward, it could affect parts of the United States. There are a number of volcanoes in the Caribbean, so we have to keep an eye on that, obviously. And they could cause, or they can erupt, they can cause ashfall, they can even cause tsunamis, which could be a risk on the East Coast, which is something that folks on the South Shore might have to worry about. Definitely a concern. But that's why you got to keep your eye on these things, even though this is not really a quote-unquote weather event. It is an earth science event, and I think this should be brought up in the weather reports because it's a pretty significant eruption that has occurred in this area. That's the biggest eruption I've seen so far in a couple of years. That's a pretty big plume of ash right there. So getting back to our weather here, we won't have to deal with any volcanic ash, fortunately. What we're going to have to deal with is a little bit of gloomy weather and a little break as we'll get into tomorrow, as you'll see here. So let's take a look at the weather map and the weather forecast so you can understand what's going on here. This is the GFS, and you'll see this will pull away this front. You have this backdoor high that's going to build in for tomorrow and Wednesday, perhaps. Even Wednesday, we might stay dry until maybe the evening. I see some couple of showers breaking out over New Jersey. But then here comes the next low, the next piece of energy in this cutoff low. Develops a surface low over the Great Lakes on Thursday, and then that transitions to a coastal low Thursday night, and the coastal takes over, and it kind of just sits there and kind of loops around for us on Friday. You can see again there's that snow chance, so we're going to have another couple of days of precipitation to deal with Thursday and Friday, and that could be heavier and more substantial, and this low is going to be slow to pull out. Maybe eventually by Saturday it'll be out of here, but yeah, it's going to suck. So pretty much. And you can see we're just in another sucky pattern. Here comes another system for Tuesday, and then maybe we can finally get out of it and get some larger high pressure systems building in as we get later into the month. But you can still see some pretty deep troughs coming down. And that's, again, we look at the upper air, you'll see these troughs. So here's that trough. It's going to form that surface low Thursday night to Friday, and then it kind of just stays troughy in the east. Comes another trough And then we start seeing a little bit of a better look here at the troughs. And we're on the right side. We're on the left side of the trough, not the right side of the trough. Or really, what I call the right side is the wrong side of the trough, because that's the wet side. The dry side is the left side. The west side is usually the drier side. And then we maybe get some ridging building up, but then another deep trough possible for later in the month. And this all translates to probably a lot of below normal temperatures. So let's take a look at that as we look at our temperature anomaly chart. As we head through the week, we're actually slightly a little bit above, but then we go below, and we stay below, much below Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because cold air, pretty much anything east of the Rockies is pretty much below normal or near average with that trough. And you know, some difficult temperature anomalies with some of this. It's not Arctic air, but it's cold air, is what I'm saying. So we're going to take a closer look at the HRRR here, so we can map out the rest of this rain that we're going to be dealing with here. We'll go to the 18Z run. So here is the rain, and this is a great short-range model. You can see it's just going to linger, and then it slowly moves off to the southwest, and we have this backdoor high build in. We have a dry day tomorrow, but then as we get into Wednesday, the HRRR seems to want to generate some showers over the east end. Has a drier western Long Island, and then there's the other batch of showers that forms over New Jersey. And this is as far as it'll go, 18Z Wednesday. But this would be the next chance for rain that we have. So we barely get one dry day in before we're dealing with the rain again. Like I said, I wish it would just rain and get it over with, but that's not what's going to happen. You have to let it linger. Yeah, you have to let it linger. So here we go with this is the NAM. So you can see it gets out of here, and then Wednesday, the NAM seems to want to keep us drier than the HRRR. It keeps the rain away, maybe just west of the city. And then it would be Thursday that we would have to deal with this system over the Great Lakes, sporting this coastal low right here, just off Long Island. And then this is as far out as it goes. It's the 06Z. This is the NAM here. If we looked at the GFS, we'll go ahead and look at the GFS here. You will see here that it's a similar idea here. There's that coastal low, and it kind of sits there. Now, Friday, it probably won't be raining all day. It'll probably be just scattered showers, maybe a little snow showers perhaps. But you'll notice right here, not that far away, just north of Long Island, there's some heavy snow. So some areas of Connecticut, eastern Connecticut, could wind up getting into some of this heavy snow. We're going to have to watch this. That low takes its sweet time pulling out, but it's finally gone by Saturday. So if just for fun, let's see how much snow this model puts down. You can see parts of Connecticut get accumulating snow, and in the mountains, you're going to get over a foot. So April snow, that is the name of a detergent, I believe. So it can snow in April, but so far it doesn't have Long Island being affected by this snow. Again, this isn't really in range of a lot of the short-range models. We only have the longer ones to work with right now. There's also the ICON model as well. So let's see how this works. ICON seems to be warmer, but generally speaking, it's got the same idea with this coastal low forming and then lingering a little bit. It does seem to move it a little further to the east and not loop it, so that would be mean a drier Friday and less likelihood for snow in Connecticut. But we've seen this model kind of underestimate the snowstorms in the past, so I wouldn't put too much stock in it right now. This is definitely going to be an interesting event. We'll go back to the GFS here, and you'll also want to look at the 24-hour accumulated precip, because we could get a decent amount of rain from this as well. With this thing, this will give us our rain and get us out of the drought here, because we'll probably get 1 to 2 inches of precipitation, most of it rain, and that'll really, in some areas, maybe even more than that, over 2 inches. So this will get us out of the drought. So we'll have to see how this all materializes, but it definitely looks right now like we could see a pretty good soaker on Thursday right now. So let's go look at the temperatures, and we'll go ahead and look at our, we'll start with the HRRR. You want? We'll do the HRRR. We'll do the HRRR for tomorrow. I'll just show you the temperatures, and then I'll go to the GFS. So it stays kind of cold overnight. You see that temperatures pretty much stay in the 40s tomorrow. We should get the sun out, warm things up into the 50s. Still maybe a couple of degrees below normal. And then this only goes as far out as Wednesday, and you can see with all the more clouds around, there'll be more marine air, so it'll be cooler. So don't expect, as far as warm temperatures go, I don't think we're going to see that, though. The GFS, again, seems to want to get Wednesday up much warmer than the HRRR. And you can see the GFS goes up well into the 60s, perhaps 70 degrees on Wednesday. Whether I believe that or not is another story. I really don't, but I don't think that's going to happen with all this marine air around. You can see how cold it is on Friday here. Temperatures struggling to reach 40 degrees with that really stormy cyclonic flow, and then Saturday was still kind of below normal. Temperatures struggling to reach the low 50s. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least with that storm on Friday. So let's look at the skies here. You can see here's tomorrow. And you can see it's not really mostly, it has a thin strip of this is the GFS, of mostly sunny conditions, oddly enough, over part of New Jersey, not so much over Long Island. And then obviously Wednesday, I'm guessing it's got a little more sun, so that's why it gets a little warmer versus some of the other models. And then boom, we're stuck in the clouds. Thursday, Friday. Actually, Friday's kind of weird. If this low were to push out enough, you could get clear skies over New Jersey, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Here it is, Friday later in the day, and then you're still dealing with this cyclonic flowing cloudiness, a lot of cloudiness. So it's just not going to be a lot of sunny days in this pattern that we're in right now. Let's go look at the NAM3 as far as the sky goes. So go ahead and look at that. So you first see this this area of clear skies. Try to work in from these. You can still see a lot of clouds over Long Island. And New Jersey, too. I mean, I really don't see any clear skies. You'll see the sun, but I think it's going to be lower clouds. I think these going to be more like stratocumulus clouds, as we spoke about before. If we do high cloud fraction, you can see not a whole lot of high clouds. It's mostly low clouds. See, this is the low cloud because this is a marine air mass. So there's some low-level moisture, so you'll be dealing with some marine stratocumulus from time to time, probably. And then Wednesday, we have more clouds in the picture. Probably these would be more of a high level type thing. So if we go high level here, yeah, they'd be more of a high level, probably a mix of high and low for Wednesday. So neither day is going to be a nice blue sky day. Probably I don't really expect that. The RGEM would be the most encouraging because it does seem to show the least amount of clouds. This is for Tuesday here, and you can see it seems to clear things out especially over New Jersey and western parts of Long Island. So it could be mostly sunny later on tomorrow in New Jersey, perhaps. Yep, there goes the thunderbolt. I don't know if you can hear it. We have another alarm somewhere, I guess. But for Wednesday, more in the way of high clouds moving in. So I think your sunnier day is going to be tomorrow. I think Wednesday you'll see more clouds. This is the RGEM, by the way. That's as much as I got out for Friday. As far as that goes, we can go to ventusky.com, so let's go to that. So I want to use a couple of models here actually with the sky. That microphone should be picking that up. The Thunderbolt, hopefully it is. Anyway, let's look at the clouds. This is the HRRR cloud forecast. So I can use the Ventus Sky. It'll show us the HRRR cloud forecast. So this is 8 a.m. tomorrow. You can see a break over New Jersey. East End kind of stuck in the clouds. 10 a.m. You see the East End is stuck in the clouds. It's sort of a break over New Jersey, but nobody's really mostly sunny. Let's see if we can get some mostly sunny skies by noon. No. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get a mostly sunny sky tomorrow. I'm telling you, these clouds want to hang tough. I think they are going to hang tough. I don't think it's going to be a nice clear day. If it is, we get lucky, but in this pattern, it's going to be very, very hard to do that. The other one I want to look at here is windy.com, which uses the European model. Let's go look at that. And this is the European model. So you see it has that area of clear sky. But it's more over Long Island. It's more over New Jersey than Long Island. It has more clouds over Long Island because these marines, you can see that light easterly wind. So it's got this marine stratocumulus layer. And then kind of clears it out a little more later in the day over New Jersey. And then for Wednesday, we have those high clouds moving in. So it's just not going to be great. You're not going to have clear skies. We're going to be stuck in this pattern for a while. I'm kind of curious as what the Euro paints Friday system at right now. But it seems like it's similar to all the other models with that. So, yeah, it sucks. We're in a junky pattern. And we're not really going to have any nice skies for a while. We're paying for all that nice weather we had. Now we're stuck in the junk, stuck in the clouds. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care. Thanks for watching.